Alright everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report and I am your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Alright, if you follow this channel, you see I do a lot of stories on Mexico. Because we have to know how dangerous the place is. And how accessible our country is to their criminals and their crime and drugs and stuff like that. And this is one of those stories. This just happened a few days ago, November the 4th. Illegal alien returns stateside 10 days after deportation. Assaults ex-girlfriend at knife point and steals car. It took him 10 days to get back to North Carolina from Mexico after being deported. Now I'm going to show you what's going on in North Carolina. I have a clip of the sheriff there that's keeping a lot of this stuff going. How he's literally releasing these people from jail. How long does it take for a deported illegal alien to return back into the United States? Well, if you're 28-year-old Gasper Reyes Dorantes, it takes fewer than 2 weeks to sneak back into the country. Showing the insanity of America's immigration system and the growing complications from lack of a physical barrier at the country's porous southern border, the previously deported Mexican national was arrested Friday for attacking his ex-girlfriend at knife point, breaking into her home and stealing her car. It took this very dangerous person less than 2 weeks to get back from Mexico into North Carolina. North Carolina is nowhere near Mexico. The Independent Tribune reports that Reyes Dorantes was arrested Friday, November the 1st, in North Carolina on charges of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury, communicating threats, larceny after breaking and entering, first-degree burglary, larceny of motor vehicle, and injury to personal property. Reyes Dorantes was deported to Mexico on October the 21st. 10 days later, on October the 31st, Reyes Dorantes broke into his ex-girlfriend's house in Concord, North Carolina. Like I said, this is one of those sanctuary states, or one of these sanctuary states. And they're having a lot of problems with these illegal alien criminals. I'll show you a clip. He reportedly threatened her at knife point, assaulted the woman and another male in the house, and stole her car. According to the paper, Reyes Dorantes had previously assaulted the same woman and had an outstanding warrant for that crime as well. Reyes Dorantes is currently being held at the Cabarrus County Jail. ICE has placed an immigration detainer order on him. Watch them release him again. Alright, here's a clip of what's going on in North Carolina. I'm going to show you what's happening and why they're having these problems.
The federal government continues to point fingers at Mecklenburg County's new sheriff, accusing him of releasing dangerous illegal immigrants from his jail.
Tonight, Sheriff Gary McFadden firing back, saying ICE and the U.S. Attorney need to iron out their differences in person, not in the media. The political back and forth heating up after the arrest of this man, Luis Pine de Cheta. After being released from jail last month, police say he caused a dangerous 9-hour standoff related to a domestic violence case.
He was arrested and then released again, at which point ICE took him into custody. NBC Charlotte defender Nathan Morabito is live at 6. Nate, what is the sheriff saying about all of this?
Well, he's quite irritated with the situation that now even the U.S. Attorney is criticizing him when, in reality, it should not come as a surprise to anyone that illegal immigrants are getting released from this jail. The sheriff campaigned on ending 287G, and it's a promise he kept once he was elected. And this is probably the best way to simplify the situation. ICE is sending detainers to the jail here, requesting that they hold people for possible immigration enforcement. The sheriff says, don't send it to him. He's not going to honor that request. The only way he can really do anything, he says he will do anything, is if they get a federal warrant signed by a judge.
287G is off the table. You bring me a federal warrant.
That's Sheriff Gary McFadden's message. 6 months after ending the voluntary immigration program, he said the federal government's continuing to wrongfully blame him for letting people out of jail.
I am very disappointed in ICE for wanting to blame me.
Despite meeting with ICE officials 4 times since, he says the finger-pointing continues, even though the feds know his stance.
We do not honor federal detainers. So in other words, You should not fax me a federal detainer.
Long before officers charged this man with putting them in danger during this standoff, ICE criticized the sheriff, saying violent illegal immigrants are being released under his watch.
In practice, Mecklenburg County does not cooperate with ICE for immigration enforcement.
The sheriff's office says that's just not true, offering up a courtesy call every time a possible illegal immigrant is jailed. So the big takeaway, that federal signed warrant is the only key that is going to keep an illegal immigrant jailed inside this jail for some kind of immigration charge. It'll be curious now to see if the back and forth continues or if the sheriff has put an end to it now today with his words.
The back and forth is letting these dangerous people out on the street. This is the left's agenda, people. They're furthering their agenda by flooding the country with illegal aliens. They don't care what the danger is. You know, it's just collateral damage. When people get hurt, it's just collateral damage. That's the way the left sees this.